I'll never forget the first time I met Cool Dr. Mummy. I was 15. I fell in with a pretty rough crowd and was having no-holds-barred wrestling matches for money. I kept hearing stories about this Russian from a town so isolated there was no proof he was ever born. I considered myself a pretty tough kid, but in the 2 matches we had, I felt like I was in there with a lion playing with its food. The losses hurt, but the memory of this monster with his puzzling past and horrific life experiences always stayed with me.
You don't know pain. Think about me. Down in Kalamia, Russia, when I was 15 years old, and I was in the funeral parlor, and I was playing with the embalming fluid, and I burned off my genitalia, and now I have to piss out of my mouth. I got to piss out of my mouth. Can you think what kind of pain that would be like?
We reconnected in 2016 for a podcast interview. He brought a bear with him and attempted to have a wrestling exhibition. The bear mauled him so viciously that large amounts of his internal organs had to be replaced with old newspaper. In failing health and with nowhere else to go, Cool Dr. Mummy moved in with me. He's been sleeping on my couch ever since. I wanted to chronicle his story and attempt to reconnect him to people who knew him best. Because this may very well be the last shot we have to repair Cool Dr. Mummy. So, I guess what I wanted to say about Cool Dr. Mummy is, oh, that needs to be higher, doesn't it? I'm sorry about that. I guess I could, oh, this needs to be facing up, doesn't it? Yeah. Sorry about that. Am I coming through? What's the decibel balance look like? Who's directing here? I'm just trying to learn more about this creature asleep on my couch. This all started when I would hear these stories, these outrageous, outlandish stories from this man about his life, the things he'd done, places he'd been, the things that he was involved with. Some of them may be true, some of them may be false, some of them may be a little of both. I don't know. I remember he told me one time that he hit the mummy shot, his finishing move, on the King of Tonga. Now, that's probably not right, but I mean, how do you even check something like that? The mummy shot was his big move, and it was devastating. I was hit with it at least twice, maybe more. What he would do is he would pick you up off the ground, put you on his shoulders, hook your head, spin you around, so then you get disoriented and dizzy on top of everything else, and then he drives you face first into the ground. It is quite unpleasant, emotionally and physically. I'm currently still dealing with the side effects through therapy. Cool Dr. Mummy told me that he hosted the Russian Grammys in the 80s. I think that one might be true because I've seen some pictures that look like they could be from the Russian Grammys. And then I hear all about the song Big Time Mummy that was a big hit in Russia and Eastern Europe in the 90s. I know that's true because I've heard the song.
Russia, Russia, big time mummy. Russia, Russia, big time mummy. Ruble, Sputnik, to the star. Russia, Russia, backwards R. Mummy, get down.
So I was just thinking, I don't know how much time this man has left. Is he in his 40s? Is he in his 90s? Is he caught in a web of timelessness? I don't know. But I thought that if I reached out to a couple people who have known him over the years and had a bit of a reunion, maybe then could he find some peace in his horrific heart. I traveled to Atlantic City, New Jersey to meet someone who might know Cool Dr. Mummy better than anyone else.
Many people have asked me how I was able to be roommates with Cool Dr. Mummy. I myself don't even understand how I was able to do that. I mean, the smell is, there is no word to describe the smell of this man. He's a menace.
Are the rumors true that Cool Dr. Mummy had a procedure done in Russia as a young man?
I've seen it. He'll pull it apart and show anybody on the spot.
Now, you don't realize this, but Cool Dr. Mummy is in this hotel today. He's on a different floor, and I know you two have not seen or spoke in over a decade now. I'm going to make you an offer. For $25, will you go confront him?
Damn it. I guess.
I'm going to say a name, and I want to get your reaction to that name. Hollerin' Heck Allen.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? How can you do this to me?
And I want to know what happened in the hotel room. Tell me, why won't you tell me what happened in that hotel room?
Mommy, no fear. You understand, no fear. But when you come in to my circle, my home, and wherever Mommy lay his head is home, you must be prepared to be under attack. Mommy's eyes burned, very burned. Hard for Mommy to see anything. I sense blood.
Oh, I gotta get to hell. I gotta get to hell. I gotta get to hell.
It was too late. My instinct took over and I attacked him like he was elk.
As I was traveling back from Atlantic City, I got a phone call from Mexican wrestling legend El Fabuloso. I'm going to say another name to you, and I want to get your reaction. El Fabuloso. He and Cool Dr. Mummy wrestled to a 14-hour draw at the fairgrounds in Amarillo, Texas in 1971. The match was stopped by the mayor because it was time for church. El Fabuloso agreed to make a statement and set up a future meeting with his old adversary.
We drew big money in Texas, you understand? We drew big money in Texas. And you always remain good friends with people you do big business with. But a couple things happened that I didn't particularly care for. I was living up in Canada. In Toronto, Ontario, Canada, I had a nice townhouse. He came up for the weekend. There was a ham that was in my refrigerator for my ex-wife's aunt's funeral. He ate the ham. He didn't ask if he could have it, he just ate the ham. And then I had a cat in the house. The cat had a litter box. Cool Dr. Mummy used the litter box himself. I guess he wanted me to find it. Like he did it as a prank, but I wasn't laughing. It caused a lot of problems in the house.
I voided myself in the litter box.
Why? Why did you do that?
Well, you know, a lot of years have passed, but I might shake his hand. Or I might spit in his face right now. Ooh, ooh, brother, ooh, brother.
Morning. In a few short moments, Cool Dr. Mummy, and El Fabuloso will have their first face-to-face meeting in over 30 years. The tension is thick in the air.
Arm wrestling?
What happened with the arm wrestling match?
Is over.
The two of you had an arm wrestling match.
Yes, yes.
You showed your face, and which you will not do today. But you showed your face to him.
He's seen it.
Why did you show such ruthless aggression in that arm wrestling match?
I do what it takes to win. Mummy's competitor, legend, never defeat, never defeat. Never defeat, never defeat.
I can't forget the shrieking at night. The pain. The pain. The pain.
He ate the ham. He didn't ask if he could have the ham. He just ate the ham.
You know what? There's a man, a mummy man, who's hurting. And that mummy man is going to be asleep on my couch for the foreseeable future.
Cool Dr. Mummy used the litter box.
He's a very dangerous man.
Have you seen that mummy man lifting weights at the gym? Have you seen that mummy man? Then you've seen him. Have you seen that mummy man with that arm wrestling win? Have you seen that mummy man? Then you've seen him. You've seen him. A broken couch is his bed. You've seen him. He pulled right off that masked man's head. You've seen him using the ab wheel on a dirty shag carpet floor. Don't go behind that hotel door. Don't go behind that hotel room door.
The years have been cruel. The years have been unkind. And I can just imagine the horrors that you have seen and experienced. You have a very unique life, and you've had a lot of very interesting occurrences happen to you. And I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us a little bit. And I was just wondering if there was a message you had for your family, if there's any of your family still out there, or your friends or your fans. If you had just a final message for them right now, what would that be?
I'm gonna void myself.
Has it been a struggle? Yeah, it has been. But has it been illuminating? Not really. But has it been interesting? No.
Well, there's a new dance that's going around.
Mummy, get down, get down.
They rock and roll from town to town. You stomp your feet into the ground. You start to hear that mummy sound. They do it in Russia, they do it in the States, they do it next door, no matter what it takes. You mix it all up, and you know what that makes. The whole wide world is doing the mummy shake. That's it.
Mummy, get down.
A little glazed ham and some soda pop. Once you get started, you don't want to stop. You bend your knees and let your hips glide. Next thing you know, you're mummified. Ooh, yeah. Well, they do it in Russia. They do it in the States. They do it next door, no matter what it takes. You mix it all up, and you know what that makes. The whole wide world is doing the mummy shake.
Mummy, get down.
If you happen to be out one night and that mummy man gives you a fright, don't get scared, don't run to town. He just wants to boogie down. Come on now, let's give him something he can groove to. Come on.